Hi everyone, my name is Camelia and I work with the melt method to help people rehydrate their tissues. I use rollers and bowls of various sizes. Today I just wanted to speak about what it means to hydrate your body. With the melt method, we learn ways to recognize pre-pain signals in our body and work with our connective tissue through compression and lengthening. So it is a little bit like yoga and a little bit like massage, but you do it to yourself. So you develop some skills to recognize the messages of your body and what action you can take to stimulate collagen production in your body so that your connective tissue, which is wrapped around all your organs, all your muscles, your joints, it's in your viscera, around every vertebra, so that it could get a little bit more juicy and hydrated, so that the muscles can move and you don't get stiffness or locking up or compression in the joints, because your connective tissue is too dehydrated and does not allow the slimy, juicy, hydrated movement of organs, muscles, even nerves. Nerves also can get pinched, or they need to be surrounded by fat. I don't want to say fatty, but it is fatty. And they need to be surrounded by juicy things. So can we do that in advance before the unnecessary tension in the body accumulates and starts to be recognized by our awareness as pain, before it turns into chronic pain? What I do is I get people to do certain movements so that I start to see where their movements have accumulated some kinks, some compensations, some inefficiencies that maybe you know, it happens in different ways. It might have been during a challenging period when you were overwhelmed. You muster that extra level of tension in order to get you through something, or it could have just been that you were lacking a particular movement and you never developed the skill, or it could be that you have repetitive stress injury, like you're sitting at a desk all day long, or that you're experiencing emotional tension, which tends to fire up certain muscles that are responsible evolutionarily for fight and flight. So you get progressively tensed up in places that might start to exhaust the minerals or oxygen in your body, and you become mineral deficient, and it starts to alter your chemical balance. So stress is a big factor, and it could be like mechanical stress of tissues being compressed, or it could be psychological stress, which triggers certain chemical reactions that engage certain muscles and again lead to mechanical stress in your body. In any case, that mechanical stress is something that I teach people to start to recognize before it escalates into chronic pain. Obviously, the people who come to me are most of them have chronic pain, so we have to deal with an inflamed body and get to learn techniques to rest, and learn techniques to allow the body to reabsorb a little bit that inflammation before we could start to optimize the system. But what I'm saying is that I work with the neurofascial body, so I don't work myofascially. I don't work with your muscles directly. I work with your nervous system through the connective tissue and through neurological patterning, like how you fire up neurons. I use movement, but not for the sake of training your muscles. I use movement for the sake of stimulating sensations for your nervous system to feel. And I first used the movements to get to understand your patterning, to see where your kinks are, or to teach you movements that stimulate certain sensations of ground and breath and support and nourishment that trigger neurological pathways and trigger chemical pathways to help rebalance your body so that it could start to produce more collagen, it could detox a bit more easily, it could get the rest and digest part of your nervous system working a bit more and getting you out of a stress response. But the thing is that you can learn to recognize certain sensations in your body and take particular action to support the restorative qualities of your body and to build up resources in your body in form of collagen or in the form of neurological pathways through which your system can fire that's a bit more optimal to certain compensationary patterns, what I call kinks. And I can tell you, everybody has kinks. Everybody has compensations in your body. I work with adults. I don't work with children, so I work with adults. Everybody has had stress in their body and has reacted in a way to compensate and get you through the period, through the action, through the moment, through the difficulty. And sometimes that compensation, that overreaction or that underreaction gets lodged in your nervous system and starts to alter your posture and gait, and then progressively begins to exhaust the overaction of certain muscles, big muscles. You don't need those big muscles working to stabilize you all the time. You could reawaken the stability system of your body so that the big muscles can let go and you can start to re-experience rest and digest in your body. You can reawaken healthy restorative sleep so that you could get back to using your body in an optimal way in receiving the nourishment of the food instead of like overusing it on big muscles and stress and dealing with inflammation in the body. If you go into compensations over a long period of time, the body starts to get inflamed. It's a low-grade inflammation. Before it hits into chronic pain, you won't maybe even recognize it, but it's a state of dehydration where there is too much tension in the fascial body and you begin to accumulate toxins. The body is not flushing out. The fluids are not, the lymphatic system is not managing, the interstitial fluid is not managing to get the flow going, to get rid of the metabolic waste. You start accumulating toxins in the body. There's a low-grade inflammation and the nervous system goes on a high alert. And then that puts your body into a fight and flight. Even if everything is going fine, if you do not get rid of the accumulated stress in the body, that's why yoga has become so famous. It's about rebalancing the body, getting rid of accumulated stress. So again, I work with neurofascial technique, not myofascial. Myo is muscles, myofascial, connective tissue and muscles. I am not trying to release the tension in your muscles. I'm trying to repattern the way the nervous system recruits the muscle. So how the nervous system responds, what stays stable, what goes into action. Can we change the overreaction or the underreaction and go back to functional neuropatterning, the firing of neurons in your body, the motoring neurons in your body? Can we go back to a functional patterning so that we don't overstress certain muscles? Because even if you relax tension, if you roll out your muscles and you relax tension in this muscle, you might feel temporarily relief, like you go to a massage, it feels great. But after 2-3 days or 2-3 weeks, if you haven't changed the neurological patterning So I work with neuro-fascial techniques. We work on changing neurological patterning in the body. Then that muscle will get tensed up again because you're still firing through the same chain of reaction. And I work with the neurofascial patterning through methods that stimulate your awareness and ways of moving your awareness, which is again very yogic. But I also use compression techniques. We befriend the roller in a way that you can learn to stimulate collagen through certain compression techniques that are very gentle. We learn to work gently with our body to stimulate collagen and improve like the reabsorption of inflammation, the moving towards rebalanced state of being and your chemical myofascial level. And then we also work on releasing the lower back and the neck. A lot of people have tension there, and reawakening additional support and feel sensations of health in the body so that we trigger the rest and digest. The cellular body starts to revamp. Collagen is better produced as you're aging. We shift into producing different types of collagen. So we really, as we age, we really do need this. When you're younger, you can handle a bit more stress. But as you age, your tissues, just through the mechanical force of living in gravity for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you start to get dehydrated. So we really try to rehydrate around the joints, to rebalance and give a signal to the nervous system to pick up on healthy state of tissues, so that the chemical balance rebalances, the chemical state of your body rebalances. It will improve your sensory motor control. It will improve hearing, the central nervous system, hearing the peripheral neurons better. Or when you improve the chemical balance of your body, the connective tissue texture. So I don't really work on releasing your muscles. I will help you release your lower back and your neck, but not by ways of releasing muscles. I work on stimulating collagen and giving sensations of stability, breath, nourishment, support in the body so that the neurological pathways start readjusting. And I will invite you to do functional movement through all the physiologically possible ranges and directions of movement in the different joints, upper and lower body, including hands and feet, so that you can start to reacquire neurological pathways that support the chemical balance of your body. So I worked neurofascially, not myofascially. I work with the nervous system and the connective tissue, the stability system of your body. I work in a gentle way. I'm not interested in fighting your muscle so that it gives up and releases. I change the sensation of support in the body through specific exercises and supports that are relevant to your body, to the compensation, the kinks in your body. And that's different for everyone. So people who have pre-pain signals and pain signals, I work one-on-one. If you're a performance-based person, if you work with your body intensively, if you do sports and want to improve your preparation for going into an intensive physical experience or your restoration after an intensive physical experience, I can help you learn hydration strategies for your body. And in that case, I can work in a group, but it's always good to get a few one-on-one sessions because, frankly, I'm now starting to even help the teachers I used to go to, like choreographers and people that I really thought were, these are people that are masters of a performance-based game, and they also accumulate stress, and they also need, as they age, they need hydration techniques. So I'm now starting to even help people who I used to go to only to learn from them, and now I have something to offer. But this is only because I've spent 20 years searching for answers, and I'm really grateful for the past 3 years where those answers started to integrate in me, and the pathway towards hydrating my body began to click, like all the missing links began to click. And I understood how neurofascial works, as opposed to focusing on myofascial techniques that is a never-ending game that won't rebalance you. The nervous system makes 1,000 little decisions, and you cannot micromanage that system. You need to give whole body experiences of support and stability in order to rebalance the chemicals in your body in order to improve sensory motor control. And then the nervous system will make better decisions as you go into movements of flexion, extension, side bending, rotation. But you need to stimulate and improve lymphatic drainage, stimulate and improve connective tissue, collagen production, fluid exchange in the body. I work with the fluids in your body. So please, my invitation is that you come and learn a bit before you get to chronic pain. Come and learn a little bit about the messaging system of your body. I promise you, even if you're an alpinist climbing Himalayan peaks, I've also worked with alpinists that climb Himalayan peaks, and I thought, oh my God, what am I going to offer this guy? I promise you, everybody has compensations in your body, and a very experienced somatic practitioner like me can help you recognize. And then luckily I've gotten to the right people and trained with the amazing people that I did, that I now have tools to help you learn hydration tools. So we now marry somatic awareness-based practices with compression bodywork techniques to give you the best self-care, because this cannot happen by just going to someone repetitively. You have, I'm an educator. I educate you to start caring for yourself, because you need to have these tools to be able to do it on your own at home 3 or 4 times a week. This is not something you could be constantly dependent on someone. So advanced messaging system, the body is communicating with you. Just learn to hear it, because its language is particular. It's like a pre-verbal child. It cries, but before it cries, it gives out other signs. It gurgles, and it stiffens, and it has problems with the digestive system, problems with sleep. Learn ways to adequately respond to the messaging system in advance before it escalates to chronic pain. And know that neurofascial is different from myofascial. A lot of people are in the gym rolling out their bodies, there is a lot more sophistication to working with tools. I work with soft tools. I like softness. Have a great day and enjoy the sunshine. Spring is here.